MAGA. Yeah, their objective is to build trust through a propaganda campaign at a time when there's support for abolishing the agency altogether. That's how you gonna build trust? Huh. That is fascinating. That's like Kristi Noem and her objective to build trust by going on that promo tour to support her book. That build trust with y'all? That build trust with y'all? Did that build trust with the dog or goat community? I think she built more trust with the goat community than she did with the human community. But yeah, let's go ahead and put her in charge of everything. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and this is Who Raised Y'all, where we highlight those unique individuals going above and beyond to make society worse.
You said someone threw a bottle full of at you, is that what?
Yeah.
You know, the kinds of people you'll see asking to speak to the manager at the pearly gates.
Somebody threw a bottle of and it went all inside the vehicle too, and all over me.
Now here I was, minding my own business, supporting suspended Detroit factory workers. When I see this, ICE is spending $8 million on deals with pro-ICE influencers to push its propaganda online. According to an internal document obtained by the Washington Post, Immigration and Customs Enforcement is carving out $8 million from its $100 million one-year wartime recruitment strategy on deals with pro-ICE influencers. So wait a minute. You mean to tell me that whole time when they were accusing literally any opposition of being paid agitators, it was an admission?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Huh. Well, who knew? And while we're there, it seems pretty odd that, you know, January of 2026 would be the first time that they decided to bless influencers to push their propaganda, considering all of the things that they have laid on top of the American people against their will. So I'm just gonna go ahead and assume. They say you never get caught your first time, right? You don't never get caught your first time. Girl, if he told you he never tried nothing like this, keep digging. That's all I'm saying. Keep digging. Keep digging.
It's not the first time she stole from you.
What was it?
It's the first time you caught her.
And would you look at this? A new YouGov Economist poll saying 46% support abolishing ICE, while 43% oppose abolishing ICE. This is the first time that abolishing ICE has received net positive support. That's right. Not just do you support ICE, or how do you feel about these ramped up immigration efforts, but more people support abolishing ICE entirely than not abolishing ICE entirely. That's where their approval is. Let's call it Trumpian levels. They down at Trumpian levels of approval. And what was the thing that MAGA used to tell me all the time last year? The mandate. That's right, the mandate. The will of the people. The will of the people. So what you mean to tell me is you done got the will of the people, which not only says, why don't you tamp it down a little bit, or why don't you press pause, abolish it. Abolish it. That would be like, hey, I'm not saying your kid needs to repeat the grade. I'm not saying he needs to go to another class. I'm saying he should probably stop school altogether. That's what I'm saying. Pick up a trade. He probably should pick up a trade. That's where they at with ICE. And by they, I mean we. That's where we as a country are at with ICE. And what do y'all decide to do with overwhelming negativity with regards to ICE? You don't listen to the people. You push money at propaganda to try and support this.
Slide to the left, slide to the right, reverse, reverse.
The document calls for spending at least $8 million on deals with online influencers whose followers are largely Gen Z and millennials who were in military families, fitness, and tactical lifestyle enthusiast communities. Officials will focus on former agents, veterans, and pro-ICE creators who will be expected to host live streams, attend events, and post short and long form videos and other content to Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, X, and YouTube. Blogs, Substack newsletters, and Threads accounts would also be targeted for more niche communities, per the document. Excuse me. They forgot Blue Sky. I didn't see Blue Sky on there. Are they gonna go on fan base too? Are they gonna go? If you're gonna cover your bases. And what does a live stream look like? Huh, that's interesting. A live stream, do they hit you to when the raid is coming so you can live stream the raid? That probably wouldn't be good, because we know the natural footage is what's fueling the support for abolishing ICE. So granted, we got to propagandize everything that goes out. So go ahead and scratch off the live streaming.
Good.
The objective, according to the document, is to build trust through authentic peer-to-peer messaging and to normalize and humanize careers at ICE through storytelling and lived experiences. The document said it expects that more than 5,000 applicants will come through the influencer program, costing ICE about $1,500 per application. Y'all heard it? I just want to know if y'all heard it. I just want to know if y'all heard it. Their objective is to build trust through a propaganda campaign. MAGA. Yeah, their objective is to build trust through a propaganda campaign at a time when there's support for abolishing the agency altogether. That's how you gonna build trust? Huh. That is fascinating. That's like Kristi Noem and her objective to build trust by going on that promo tour to support her book. That build trust with y'all? That build trust with y'all? Did that build trust with the dog or goat community? I think she built more trust with the goat community than she did with the human community. But yeah, let's go ahead and put her in charge of everything. Y'all want to build trust. But you did say you want to normalize and humanize careers at ICE through storytelling and lived experiences. I got one. I got one.
I don't care what they told you. If you guys get in my way, I will arrest you.
Sir, we're just observing. Please calm down.
You can observe all you want.
I am observing. Do you see
back.
me in the way? I am back.
You had anger issues as a kid, didn't you? Were your parents present? You should be ashamed of yourself, man.
He is.
I love my job. Thank you.
You love your job?
I can't believe I get paid for this.
Really?
I do this for free.
Really, I get $200K. I'm a physician assistant.
How long did you go to school for that?
Over 7 years.
I went to high school. I make $200K.
That's right, bragging about the fact that I only went to high school and I make 200 grand for a job where I can't show my face. There's your authentic storytelling. I got a question. Yeah, I got a cousin. He actually makes 300 grand, every couple of weeks or so whenever they go out on a mission. He can't show his face. Can he apply for ICE? Oh, he's eligible? Oh, they might even scrub his record too. Download. They gonna take my data, ain't they? Oh, there go my identity. I just really want to see what I'll look like as an alien baby. You know those apps and services you still use, even though you know they're probably harvesting your data. And that Sophie's Choice has to annoy you. You got to choose between giving up your privacy and going completely off the grid. I mean, completely. That is all done by data brokers, by the way, companies that take all the information they can find on you and sell it. Now, legally, they do have to remove your private information if you tell them, but they make it as hard as possible because they want you to feel hopeless and stuck. Sound familiar? This is where today's sponsor, Aura, comes in. They do the hard work for you, constantly scanning the dark web and submitting opt-outs on your behalf. Now, there are other services that offer this as well, but none of them offer as many features as Aura for the same price. You get alerts if your personal info is found on the dark web, 24/7 monitoring to help keep your identity secure. And if anything does happen, Aura includes $5 million in identity theft insurance. You can go to my link, aura.com/Reese Waters. Again, that's aura.com/Reese Waters to try 14 days for free. That's enough time for Aura to start scrubbing your personal info off these data broker sites automatically. And I want to thank Aura for sponsoring this video. Question: are the protests conveniently occurring near fraud hotspots? Now that would be convenient now, wouldn't it? Yeah, we gotta get the ICE influencers and the fraud influencers. We gotta get them in cahoots. You know what I mean? We gotta make them make it sing like it did in Minneapolis. Or we could just pay them to do both. Is Nick Shirley available?
Who do you think are the three most benevolent billionaires?
What do you mean by the word benevolent?
Just well-intentioned, positive billionaires who you think are creating, net positive societal progress.
Trump, our president?
Yes, I would like to report a fraud. Whatever school he went to. Just whatever school because they didn't teach him about polysyllabic words. Big words. Y'all didn't open the big words. Fraud. FYI, the government paying influencers $8 million to push pro-ICE propaganda online is what paid professional outside agitators actually looks like. MAGA, anti-ICE protesters are being paid. Kristi Noem, I'm secretly using $8 million taxpayer dollars to pay podcasters and influencers to pretend to love ICE. Now, one thing the Trump 47 administration has done is given us a number of multiple choices. So we can look and decide what's the most out-of-pocket aspect of all of this. The fact that the government is getting into bed with influencers to push his propaganda. There's that. I don't necessarily want my government dealing with influencers, but then again, I guess you look at that Pentagon press corps. that's like a regular Webbies, you know what I mean? So you got that. You got the fact that they're using taxpayer dollars to do it. Or then you have the fact that they're using taxpayer dollars to push to influencers for something the public has overwhelmingly told you they don't want. No, not the campaign. ICE. Yeah, there's that part. Yeah. Remember how Republicans insist people speaking out against ICE must be paid? That lie makes more sense once you realize they're funding pro-ICE protesters and influencers with taxpayer money. Projection as usual. It's crazy some of y'all are doing this for free. Pathetic. Most of them are right here on Twitter. I told you. That's what happened. That's what happened when you raise expectations. They sure enough was doing it. They was doing it for digital pats on the head from Elon Musk. Now y'all starting to throw money around. You know what I mean? I don't know, Elon. Next thing I know, these pats on the head not going to hit like they used to. You know, kind of like your last baby mama. Do ICE protesters just not have jobs? I got one. Hey, Tiffany, you fill out your, you fill out your tax information? Okay, cool. I know it's kind of weird because you still got to pay, even though the money comes from the taxpayers, it's like a whole thing. Yeah. Send it right to Kristi Noem. The fake outrage machine would be going nuts if a Democrat administration did anything remotely close to this, but they will defend this because they are fake Fs. Hey, yes, let's go ahead and add this to that ever-growing list of things that Republicans and right-wingers can no longer claim that they care about. Yeah. In fact, that sounds like a whole video by itself. What y'all think? I think it's time. Meanwhile, I'm still waiting for my Soros check. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I haven't got nothing. Did y'all get stuff? Y'all get? You know what I mean? Huh. I wonder did they garnish my wages for the Soros check? I don't know. Am I on wage garnishment for real though? I bet I could put together a pretty accurate list of exactly which accounts they're paying to do this. In the meantime, what I can tell you is that MAGA influencers do not build trust with anyone except people who are already MAGA. So at least they're wasting their money. I can only imagine how that goes in the MAGA influencer sphere. You know what I mean? You gotta tell them you care about the Epstein files, and then you gotta sell them that you don't care at all about the Epstein files. You gotta sell them that is America first, and we're pro-tariff, and then you gotta turn and sell them on H-1Bs and letting China in. You gotta sell them on, we're not the world's police, and then you gotta sell them on going into Venezuela. That's wild. You know what I mean? That is wild. If somebody at this point, in the year of our Lord 2026, is pro-MAGA, having seen what we've seen in the past year, you don't need pro-ICE influencers to reach them. In fact, you're wasting your money because they just were doing it for vibes. They were just doing it for the good fit, because they definitely weren't doing it for the good of the country or the good of themselves, because they stay broke. So they was doing it just for the vibes and the good feelings. You start throwing money around, you start raising them expectations. And that's one thing I know. Do not raise expectations unnecessarily. Don't do that. Don't do that. I done gotten myself in trouble at work and at home raising expectations. Why doesn't the left compete online? When will y'all start paying us $8 million? Between elected Republicans, Israel, and Russia, the right's digital strategy is completely breaded. That's right, because we've already seen the Russia influencer scandal.
But we begin tonight with Russia still listening and still interfering in our elections. That is what we learned when the Justice Department announced indictments and sanctions Wednesday in a scheme that sounds straight out of 2016. The DOJ charged 2 Russian media executives in an alleged plot to illegally funnel millions of dollars to right-wing influencers by way of a pro-Trump media outlet. Specifically, the department charged 2 employees of Russian-backed media company RT with a nearly $10 million plan to fund an unnamed Tennessee content creation company as one of their covert projects to influence American politics. The company's description matches that of Tennessee-based Tenet Media, according to a review by NBC News of details included in the indictment. In a related but separate legal action, prosecutors seized 32 Russian-controlled web domains tied to a broader Russian influence campaign accused of spreading propaganda through bogus news sites. to American voters. An affidavit supporting seizing the domains showed information detailing a series of topics Russian actors wanted amplified in the influencers' content. Things like encroaching universal poverty, record inflation, the halting of economic growth, unaffordable prices for food and essential goods, risk of job loss for white Americans, privileges for people of color, perverts, and the disabled.
I'm sorry, did you just categorize people of color alongside perverts and the disabled? Is that what I just heard? People of color, perverts, and the disabled. Is that what I just heard? Also of note here, item number 2 was risk of job loss for white Americans. Ooh, we not talking about the black jobs no more, huh? No, this is not, we're not concerned about the black jobs no more. And what really bothered me about that, nothing happened. Literally nothing. Y'all just pretended like it didn't matter that they had connected the dots to influencers infusing Russian propaganda points into our media sphere. And guess what side that was happening on? Hey, add Russia and all that to the things they can't, nope, that's not coming no more. Not after they did nothing with the Russia influencers, no, they're done with that. And that brings us to Israel.
And then you go and look at it and you go, oh, they give money to left and right. Duh, they're a lobbying organization. That's what they're supposed to do, is lobby. And this is the thing that the woke right, can I use that on your show?
Yeah,
that's
want.
my words, not yours. Woke right. This is what they have a lens of anti-Semitism, so everything they see has to be an affront. Maybe, just maybe, AIPAC supports people who support Israel. Not that AIPAC is making people support Israel through some little money that you're giving them. These people already support Israel. Like if I ran for office, I would get AIPAC money. Why? Because I'm a Zionist. And they love a person like me. So they'll give me money. It's not that I don't like Israel and I want nothing to do with Israel. But in order for me to get elected, they're going to give me $40,000 and I'm going to somehow turn on my morals and turn against everything I ever believed to support Israel.
I mean, I hope you getting money. I hope you getting money. Don't tell me you out here doing the thing that everybody else is doing to get money for free. Like, don't. That's going to be a whole nother dragon, Officer Tatum. And we all going to get involved. We are the world. We are the children, with Michael Jackson looking disgusted at the lack of talent around him in the room. That's going to be all of us dragging you if, come to find out, you not getting paid.
He's a fucking idiot. Brandon Tatum is an idiot. Dumbest person I've ever heard. He should get an education. Officer Tatum should get an education. He should learn how to fucking read.
I mean, he's just trying to help you be better, Officer Tatum. He's just trying to help you be better. You know, these are the people that you have collected around you. Matter of fact, I think you got a couple comments too. Let's see. Track AIPAC, Brandon Tatum. Receipt. Y'all couldn't at least gave him boneless. You know what I mean? Like, give him a salad. You know, I think a salad would probably some strips, maybe. Not the whole bucket of chicken, though. Not the whole bucket of chicken. Now, Tatum trying to fight back. He says, I don't get why people are buying Fuentes' makeover. As he moves closer to the mainstream, he's busily denying violent intent. Yet his 2024 statements made it clear. And let's see how they done put watermelon. Tatum put watermelon. man Talmud Tatum. They were calling that man Oh, here he comes. Now, hey, Officer Tatum, you gotta talk to Kristi Noem. You gotta talk to Kristi Noem. I don't have, okay. I wouldn't go with that on though. Take that off. ICE so popular with the American people that Trump, Miller, and Noem need to spend millions of dollars to push propaganda on social media. This won't work either. What it will do is show voters that instead of focusing on affordability and helping improve the lives of the 330 million people who live here, Trump and his people are focused on terrorizing their neighbors, invading homes and schools and religious institutions. In fact, so focused on it that they're willing to push money for propaganda for a thing they already don't want. So we can add another choice to what's the most out-of-pocket part of this. The fact that they are pushing this propaganda, the thing that they accuse the Democrats of doing, the fact they're getting in bed with influencers, and they're using taxpayer money to do it, and they're doing it at a time when the people have overwhelmingly talked about the need for affordability. But that's how you want to spend $8 million. So you can amp up the police force. Sorry. The secret police force. I didn't mean to insult the police over there. And remember, because of Section 230, they can use your tax dollars to lie about people. Then Elon can wholesale the lies to hundreds of millions on Twitter, and no one can sue him. That's Republican free speech. But don't say anything disrespectful about CK, though. What Louis C.K. got to do with this? Because they said a lot of disrespectful stuff about Louis C.K. Oh, Charlie Kirk. Oh, yeah. That's a good tweet. We got an answer. Are the protests conveniently occurring near fraud hotspots? Why, yes, they are. Every time. Look into what happened in the clothing district in LA earlier this year as well, and who was in town investigating fraud at the time. So if we got that happening in LA and we got that happening in Minneapolis, they start throwing money around, it's just going to become more difficult for them not to get their wires crossed like this, and it will become more obvious and apparent. Okay, yeah. Cause you know they're going to step in it. You know they're going to step in it. That's literally what they do. Well, if it's Kristi Noem, then she gonna put her face in it. How about that? Remember how the left got super mad at Chorus, where normie Dems were getting some money to go to a training course and no one was told what to say? I wonder if they'll be just as upset at this. They should be. They should be. That wasn't me. I wasn't mad about. You know why I was mad about Chorus? Because ain't nobody asked me to join. You know what I mean? I ain't, you know? Ain't nobody told me nothing. Ain't nobody told me nothing. I found out in the streets. $8 million for this when average Americans can't afford groceries. Hey, send this to every Democrat running this year. There you have it. You know you're on the wrong side of history when you have to pay people to support your crimes online. And there is the button. And there is the button. You know you're on the wrong side of history when you have to pay people to support your crimes online. I will wait for the pro-ICE influencers to respond to that one suitably. Because clearly the Trump administration is incapable, or they wouldn't be throwing $8 million around. And I say $8 million because that's what the news release said, but y'all think y'all getting paid on time? You know what I'm saying? Y'all think, hey, ask them contractors, literally any contractors, ask any contractors work with that man, you getting paid on time. Matter of fact, talk to the people working on the ballroom. See how long them checks taking. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Well, what do you think?
What's up, MTV? Come on in, you broke mother.
I'm in my new space. I had teased it to you guys, and here it is. You know what? I like it. It's very well lit. Hopefully we can make the night videos not look like hostage content. And I was able to bring in a lot of the stuff you guys enjoyed from the last set. You know, I had to have Bob in here. I had to find a way to get Bob in here some kind of way. And of course I had to have a jersey. That's going to rotate. Don't worry about that. And we might even be able to rotate this mug right here, but we got some more space around here. So, you know, I'm accepting gifts. That's a joke, but I do be accepting gifts though.
What do you mean by that?
And right here, we have an original Basquiat. I couldn't get that in the old set, but I wanted to, you can't have an original Basquiat and not have it on your set. I got that during Art All Night from a guy downtown 19th Street, his name Original. So that is an original Basquiat. He sold me that one.
Look at my chandelier. It's $2 million. It's made out of expensive chicken dinners I've eaten over the years.
But ultimately, this was a move that the success of the channel enabled. You guys made this a possibility for me to revamp my space and make it easier to produce content for you.
Yeah!
So if you hadn't had an opportunity, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, or you can join as a member right here on YouTube or at Patreon at patreon.com/FreezeWaters, where you can get the weekly newsletter. But you can also sign up for the monthly, which is free. And while we're talking about pictures, I received this one, wife Danielle and husband Steve watching Reese chilling in our RWs. Now, Danielle appears to be enjoying herself, but I don't know, Steve. It don't look like this was your choice. It don't look like, Steve, you look like you trying to get some brownie points by watching her show. And that just happens to be me. That's the energy I'm getting from Steve. But then it seems like you the one that sent me the photo. So I guess, thank you. You know I support love. You know I always support love. So even if you did it begrudgingly, I salute the gesture. Now, while we're talking about love, I'm always getting tons of emails from you guys, and I received one that really moved me from Antoinette, who reached out to me from Okinawa, Japan, on behalf of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated in preparation for their upcoming sisterhood retreat, Unapologetically Empowered Black Women. The legacy, the light, the leader. And I sent her a message for her retreat, but I thought it would be relevant to you guys as well. Do not apologize for your brilliance, your boundaries, or your blackness. You're not a version of someone else's ideal. You are the original blueprint. You're the dream that your ancestors had when they looked at the stars and dared to hope. So when you walk out of here, take up space. Not just the space you were given, take up the space you deserve. Be bold, be soft, be brilliant, and above all, be unapologetically you. And while you're taking up space, give me some suggestions for how to take up the rest of the space on this wall. You can send that to me at admin@reesewaters.com.